That's what it sounds like, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Marsha Ambrosius. What's up with it, Queen? What's going down?
That was the most fire introduction I've ever had in my career.
Wow.
That seriously.
Let's let that sit for a second. Let's let that sit
seriously, to hear them songs back to back is I love it here.
That's it.
I'm moving in.
We love you here.
I'm moving in.
Shout out to DJ Fuse for that intro. That's our DJ.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for having me.
Nah, you're valued here. Welcome home. Real 92.3.
Right.
We in LA. Let's go. You love LA.
I do.
LA
I lived
inspires
here
you.
several years.
LA inspires you.
It does.
In 5, 10, 100 ways?
Gazillion.
Yeah.
There's no number for that. Like, just the vibe. I was here during a time when I should have been. I fell in love with my husband here. My daughter was born here. There's just a lot of emotional ties to
you're
LA.
from LA now.
I got drunk here, high here, sobered up here. Like, it's a wonderful, wondrous place, right? My formative years happened in Cali, so
right?
yeah.
Went back to high school here. It was great.
You know, exactly. Beautiful times, wonderful times.
So where are you at now? Where you stay at?
I'm in Vegas, so I'm not far.
Okay.
I'm up the
Vegas.
street. It's like,
Whoa.
20, 30 degrees hotter than it is
Yeah.
here
It was like
right
120
now.
there the other day. It's crazy.
It was. It feels like you're in a microwave, but it's really, really nice. I love it though, because,
No, for real.
I'm from overseas, so it just feels like a vacation.
It's vacation all day, right?
I love it. I do. I love it.
You have the pool and
Exactly.
all of that, right? No, I lived in Vegas for over 10 years. Garcia lived in Vegas as
Yeah.
well. We worked there. We did radio there.
See, so you know the vibes. And it's up the street. You get on the 15, you're here.
Yeah.
Get back,
Do you find yourself going out into a casino or two at 3 o'clock in the morning?
I don't need to. No, that's one thing I don't do when I'm there. I'm not a gambler. Like, I hate gambling bread. Like, a quarter. Like, I won't do it. I'm not losing
good.
anything. I'm so terrible with my money.
So good, so good.
it's a balance.
Yeah.
My money goes on food.
She's like, shit, I lived in LA. You know what I mean? I gamble with my life out there. I'm about
It's
to
a
gamble
different
my
gamble.
money.
Exactly.
Gamble.
So my money or my life. Okay, no, I'll hold on to both of them, please.
That's right. Casablanco's out. It's everywhere. It looks
Oh
great. The
my
visuals look great.
goodness,
We
thank
got
you.
Dre in the tux. I like that.
Yes, it took some doing. No, it really is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
No
does one get Dr. Dre in a tux? Eh?
Do you know what? The music, it permitted that. When you
Amazing.
press play on
Come
that,
on,
it just
yeah.
feels like he was supposed to be the conductor of the
100%.
orchestra.
100%.
And
Was he wearing white Air Force Ones with the tux?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And the actual dress code for Casablanco is tux and chucks. So you can variate it where you want to, but he absolutely had his Air Force Ones on. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, the sound is great. Obviously,
Thank you.
I was talking to your people outside. I was trying to keep count of how many hip hop nuances and samples are in there.
776,322.
Yeah. Sounds
Give
about
or
right.
take.
Yeah, give or take. Who's counting?
Yeah, we lost count by the time we started the first one, which was Tunisian Nights. That was the first song we recorded for the project.
I love
it.
that.
Was
That
How Dare
KRS.
We? How Dare We? It just went from, Nas, Mary J., KRS with Smoke. Like, it was just too many things. But that's us. I mean, for sure, Dre, he's definitely hip hop, but I'm hip hop affiliated.
Well, yeah, 100%. And it feels as if, sometimes the mic was just on and you were just feeling an energy and you went with it and said, keep that right there.
But you know what's crazy about it? The album was actually recorded as we're sitting in this room.
Yes, ma'am.
This is how it was recorded. So you'd have Dre at the board, I'm at a microphone, some other musicians were at their boards, and we're creating together. So it felt like one big family just making these creative ideas in real time with each other.
You were just at the
you-
dinner table.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Yeah, you are the table.
We were the table,
Yeah, 100%.
yes, and picking apart, all the lovely marinated dishes that have been sitting there for a minute, and it just all kind of made sense.
So, during breaks, were you listening to Detox?
During breaks, we were possibly making Detox without knowing it. For all you know, Casablanco is Detox. So the myth that is, it's like we've dropped it without you even knowing what that is. So yeah,
crazy.
I'm the plug and the connect.
That's right.
So.
That's
I like
right.
that.
Oh, muscle emoji. I like that. Youngest flex. Nah, listen, we've heard many stories about Dre in the studio, right? And redo this, keep doing it, right? Is that the same Dre you
No.
encountered?
Fortunately, I mean, for me, I won't even say fortunately because I want to be pushed, but Dre pushing my boundaries was him just letting me do me. Like the respect level that we have for each other. I'm not going to be like, yo, change that hi-hat or change that snare. He was like, yo, Marsh, what you think? I would get on the mic and be like, all right, you got it. There was no changes. It was just all feeling and whatever that meant, which is why there are so many elements to the hip hop, to the jazz, to the funk, to the R&B. All of the things made sense because he just let me go. Like there was no restrictions, no boundaries, no limits. So I had a very one-of-one experience with Dre. I don't know if anyone else gets that.
Marsha, you know how many rappers are upset right now listening to this?
Yeah, and I apologize on his behalf. But not really. I did this for all of us. This was for every rapper, every vocalist, every person who felt like they could meet the challenge that is working with him. And I feel like Dre selected Casablanco to be the one that comes out because of how he felt about it. Yeah. He loved this. This was different for him. This was a challenge also for him. So it just felt right in the moment.
How brilliant, right? A man like Dr. Dre, who's accomplished so much and produced so much music, still is up for a challenge.
Right. And I was that challenge.
And you were that challenge. That's right.
Marsha, this project, is it much more special considering that you're from overseas, right? Dre's from Compton, complete separate continents, and just music brought you guys together.
Right.
I mean, does that make it much more special?
For me, because I mean, everyone in this room has been influenced by Dre, right?
Yes, we have.
Over the course
100%.
of what you can remember your entire life. It wasn't too dissimilar from being over there. So I'm getting NWA in real time. I'm getting The Chronic in real time. We're all sharing in this experience, watching this icon lift off the ground from ground up. So by the time I do get over here and he's, sitting in the back in the VIP section of my show because he's a fan of me, that's insane. And this is like 2005 I've met Dre. I've known him for almost 20 years now. So Casablanco is in the making because of the mutual respect that we've seen each other's journey.
Sure.
He's clearly a legend, clearly an icon. And he was unafraid to tell me how much he respected me or he was a fan of mine also, which I will never be able to fathom or put in my head because I'm like, Dre, I literally decided not to wear your t-shirt like with your face on my shirt today or like just look like a corny fan with like The Chronic, like every day, like, I'm with Dre. Like, it's not like I don't have several t-shirts. I was like, I can't wear certain things around this guy because you've shaped my hip hop life. And it's just the respect level. So Liverpool, England was on Dre. London, England was on Dre. And it's still Dre.
Yeah, still
no pun intended.
Legendary. That's
do you
right.
have those moments where it's like, okay, because you guys are so close, but do you still have those moments like, oh my God, I'm a fan?
All the time. What do you mean? It's like I still don't get my life. Like I'll look at my phone and he will call or text and
That's
it's
crazy.
like, how do I tell my mother, hold on, Mom, Dre's hitting me. I'll hit you back. Let me just see.
Right.
What's up, Dre? Like,
Like what?
that doesn't make any
That's
sense.
crazy, right?
But over the course of my career, I've had some nutty phone calls from people that I shouldn't be talking to.
Nah, yeah, right. And but that
It doesn't make any sense.
That's not imposter syndrome. That's not right. That doesn't kick in. There's no way that kicks in for you.
It can't. Because I've done this thing that's so specific, so unique to me that people gravitate towards it because of its difference. And I feel like Dre and I got to create with each other because of its differences. Yes, I am hip hop, but I am very much R&B,
Yes, you
jazz, funk, all of these other soulful elements. And to bring us together and create this one melting pot full of all of the music that you loved, I don't think I know I wouldn't want to create something like that with anyone else.
That's right. That's right. Yo, Thrill Her, you're talking that shit.
I was.
Yeah. That must have felt really good for you.
I got that off my chest. It was a wonderful late night threesome dream. And it happened by ways of that initial Wu-Tang Cream thing that happened on the piano. And we don't even revisit that part. We just say
it's just there for 2 seconds.
2 second piece, and then it was Duke Ellington in a sentimental mood. So once that came in, I was like, ooh, this sounds nice. And then Dre dropped the beat and I was like, okay, let me just freestyle this and see what comes to mind. And I don't even know where it came from for me to even think that Smooth Criminal melody and the storytelling of it would then shape this thing. So I came into the apartment. Right. So I was like, it just started to make sense. I was like, look, I came into the apartment, spilled some champagne on the carpet. I was like, ooh, Smooth Criminal. What could I do after that? Ooh, I put the blunt down on the table. I could see he wasn't able. So I'm going to go ahead and spark this. I need a buzz so I can feel the rush. Somebody at the door trying to interrupt. So I leave him on the floor so I can see what's up. What's up? Baby, are you okay? And then it just started this thing, and I could see the whole Smooth Criminal video, and it's like, you know how like those old silent movies, and it has like the subtitles and stuff. It was just one of those moments. I was like, well, who's at the door? And I was like, ooh, this savagery, beautiful goddess that he's been cheating on me with, maybe. But no, oh, you're inviting her over to do some things. I see where you're going with this. And I could tell she was a savage. So in my mind, I was like, ooh, savage. Megan Thee Stallion twerking as she walks through. Yeah. And the keys began to turn. I begin to panic. He go to the door and she like, what's happening? So I was like, okay, storytelling. It's hip hop. I feel like that's the most hip hop I was on this album.
I believe so. I caught a Biggie vibe. I caught that warning. Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5 6 in the morning.
Exactly. Now who the fuck is this knocking at the door like they the fucking feds? I'm trying to get some head right now.
I'm trying to get some head. I'm like, yo, my G.
It was
that
much
vibe though.
Hip-hop. I loved it. I do love that.
It was
song.
confidence. It was that just confidence oozing out of the speakers, you know?
That's
and I think
great.
that's what you embody.
I
Is
appreciate
confidence.
that.
Do you feel confident? You should, because that's how it comes off.
In the music, always. The music, I'm never hiding behind it. Even if I want to, my pen will speak for me before I do. Like, how you feel, Marsh? I'm good. I'll write a song, then you'll know how I really feel.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you feel.
Fuck you. No, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, the music, I never hide behind that.
That's great. What's the meaning behind Casablanco?
Casablanco derived from it feeling very vintage Hollywood.
Sure.
Those old school lights and, you know, like the movie lights are kind of sway from side to side.
Yeah,
Like,
from the
premiere.
premiere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Dramatic sounds.
Dre was like, exactly. So Dre was like, well, it's a bit more gangster than it just being Casablanca. Let's call it Casablanco, like Griselda Blanco. Now it's gangster meets Casablanca.
Okay.
Casablanco. And
That's
I was like,
right.
that makes sense. And
You're like, I like that.
Yeah. So even I'm looking at the album cover and I'm like, yeah, it feels like the place, but it also feels gangster.
Yeah.
Remember the movie The Goonies?
Remember Goonies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember the treasure map?
100%.
That's what it's
that's
giving.
that vibe. Yeah.
You know? So it's like a treasure map to all of these samples, all of the hip hop. It's like if you could freeze time
Yeah.
and make it all the music that you wanted it to be, that's what we locked away in that treasure map.
God, that's great.
Is that why there's a key on the front of it? I was wondering that. I was like, picture frame with the key. I'm like,
So we need the key. You need the key. And once you get the key, you open that and it's Pandora's box full of hip hop treasures.
another song that I really felt was Greedy. Who were you mad at in that song? Because you were clearly mad at somebody.
Well, you know what? I feel like that was it was just post pandemic. It was 2021. It was not being able to go home.
A lot of
and
emotions there.
yeah, it was like you just couldn't give all your time away to all the people that needed it because you couldn't be present. It was like there was a travel ban. I couldn't go overseas if I wanted to, and some people just drain you and require more than you can actually give. So Greedy was
we were
really
forced
about
to sit with people and like, oh, this is how you really are.
man. I mean, even sitting with yourself and realizing that's who you really are. You know, it's like this is what I'm like. This is disgusting.
I felt bad for everybody once we had to wear masks, right? And I'm like, this is what my breath smells like. I am so sorry to everyone I know.
No, I think I was pulling things from all different aspects. It was even being mad at Dre. Like, Dre, we're going to have to put this music out. And you've held on to a lot of music for a long time. And by the time I say, look, what more do you want from me?
Sure.
That's the first thing I say on Greedy. Like, I'm sure, like, this isn't the way it's supposed to go. So I feel like this ain't a game. Taking names, disrespect, catching fade. I don't play that shit. and it just kept coming.
Yeah, it just starts to spill out, right?
Yeah, and by the time the music plays into your emotions and the George Benson masquerade and the guitars, and it just made for an emotional, it feels like the most hip hop emotional ballad made. It's like if a rapper had to sing something, that
Right.
would be the song.
Yeah, no, it's a challenge that just bloomed.
Yeah.
I believe, right? Self-care, right, wrong, was that tough to write?
None of them were tough to write.
Good for you.
It's not, I think this was the easiest experience because Dre put no boundaries or limitations on anything. So even with self-care, wrong, right, I knew what I wanted it to be about. But by the time it got to the second half of the piece where it's the Please Don't Go, I just wanted that guy to sing Please Don't Go like every begging R&B song ever made. I said, you need to sound Jodeci. I need Anthony Hamilton. I need Guy. I need Keith Sweat. I need all the begs. Please don't go. Please don't go. I said, just give me the please don't go.
Yeah, I need to feel
And
tears,
Sly-
pain, agony.
So Sly Jordan, he wrote on that for me as well, and it was just a beautiful
No, y'all did it.
exchange. Yeah.
It really was. It really was. What's up, Jack?
How do you channel that confidence and that like just swagger during a session or even just every day? Like, how do you channel that creativity as well?
You want some of that in a bottle?
No, literally, because I'm trying to figure
Do you have
it out.
brothers?
I have an older brother, yeah.
And she
Okay.
works with us
Right.
every
So
day.
see how this feels, where you
Yeah.
feel like an only girl in the room, and you forever proving yourself that
Yeah.
you're one of the guys.
She
until
feels
you
that
have
way
an
every day.
emotional moment. That's your superpower, without realizing that that's what it is. They're all conditioning you to being tough.
100%.
So you can be outspoken because you feel protected by your brothers all the time. I have a younger brother, but we feel like twins, and he's very overprotective of me. So I think it really derives from that. I'm from a basketball playing family, so there's discipline in that. I've always felt like I had protection. So to bottle that up is truly, you love these guys. Even when you
Sometimes.
don't want to, you know, but that's the superpower.
She's with us more than anyone else.
Right.
Right?
No, literally, yeah.
So that's the superpower. That's the confidence in knowing that you have your brothers to lean on like
Yeah.
that. And even with this Casablanco, I had a Dre to lean on, Focus, Dem Joints, Bluetooth, Trev, Sly, even the engineers. Like we
Surrounded
were a
with your
family.
brothers, yeah.
Yeah. So they were like, it was like, go Marsha, go. Like we'll be doing Cloudy. It was like, just go. And I felt secure enough to do that because they were encouraging that. It's when you don't feel encouraged that you have to kind of fight tooth and nail for what you want your opinion to be. And it'll get lost in the sauce because no one's listening to you.
Right.
That's right. That's
They
right.
listen to you and they hear you.
Yeah. Garcia, do you think Jackie loves us? Is that the case?
Not all of us.
No,
Not all of us. Hey,
and that's love.
Right?
That's true.
I wore
love.
this shirt for you today. Beans on toast.
Oh, one of my faves, Heinz beans.
Yes. What are some English stereotypes that aren't true?
That aren't true. They might all be true. That's the saddest thing. So even with your beans on toast, that is a breakfast item.
I've never had it, but I'm Mexican. Beans all day, right? And toast. I mean,
So
yeah, let's
beans, toast, but you have like fried eggs or scrambled eggs,
Yeah.
sausage, bacon, maybe grilled tomatoes, grilled mushrooms.
Oh, that sounds
so
so
that's your
good.
breakfast.
Okay, that actually
So, but
sounds
when I
really
got
good.
over here, it's like pancakes, grits. I didn't even really do grits until I came to the States, and not a lot of people can cook them well. So I hated them for a long time.
do it. You can't eat anybody's grits.
No, I didn't know this. So
No.
I'm like, oh, grits. No, what is this sloppy mess of... Because overseas, it's like
Yeah.
ready break. So
Right.
I think not a lot of people drink tea or sip tea. Like,
yeah.
It's coffee out here,
but
right?
even
Yeah.
I do, though. So maybe that is true. I'm trying to find a not true one. So yeah, I sip tea. Do we say bloody hell a lot? Yeah.
Bloody hell.
No, it's absolutely false. We love it. It just never comes our way as often as it should do. So yes, we do get gloomy, like your June gloom. It's like that at least 69,
all day
70%.
out there, right? Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. Who told us that Domino's Pizza was popping out there?
It used
Pink
to
Panther.
be.
It used to be.
Pink
Pink
Panther.
Panther was like, yo, Domino's Pizza.
So I used to have. There was a Domino's in Camberwell, and we used to go there because all of the really cute guys used to drive the mopeds and deliver the pizzas. So we used to just stand on the corner and watch them do their
watch.
deliveries. Yeah. So maybe it was popping for like many other reasons. Other than the pizza.
Yo, you a dog, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, that's how Butterflies was written.
That's right.
Well, it was written about the guy that worked at McDonald's in the
Yeah.
same Camberwell. There was a lot of cute guys in Camberwell.
That's right. That's right.
What an inspiration.
What an
It's made
inspiration.
songs for generations.
That's, I was going to say, there's plenty of songs there, right? There's an
Right.
album about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Speaking of, have you seen Letcher's legs, man? I mean, his cast are
to
incredible.
Inspiration. Where's the most random and strangest thing that has inspired you think, to write a
most-
song?
A dick pic.
Mm.
But it's
Unsolicited?
the way it was sent. It was
Unsolicited?
sent on unsolicited during a Valentine's show that I was performing at. And
Man, dudes are the worst.
aren't they terrible?
We're
I'm
terrible.
literally about to go on stage and my text message goes off, and I used to keep my phone just in case I forgot a lyric. I would play keys during my show and I would put my phone on the
it
keyboard.
popped up during the
Bing.
performance.
So I was like, oh my God, I miss you, babe. And then I kept that voicemail or that voice note. I recorded it on a voice note and I wrote that song, and it was on my next album, Friends and Lovers, after Late Nights Early Mornings.
Oh my
So,
god.
oh my God, I Miss You on Friends and Lovers is about that
great.
particular unsolicited eggplant.
So you asked that. That's very good.
So you were familiar with the eggplant. You knew it.
I knew exactly what that was. Even if I deleted them from the number, I knew which eggplant it was.
Is there a song or a verse that you heard from another artist that made you really fall in love with music? Maybe growing up.
Anything by Stevie, anything by Prince, anything by Michael Jackson. I remember hearing I Can't Help It by Michael Jackson for the first time, like a first listen.
You knew where you were. You could remember.
My mother's living room, I'm a kid, and those chords started and it did something to me, like emotionally. Like, so to connect with music in that way is the power in it. And that's when I knew that there was power in that.
Is there a line that you wish you would have wrote that one of your peers wrote and sang?
Ooh. It might be is it a Jill Scott? It might be a Erykah Badu. I think Jill Scott's Long Walk should be in a museum. It's such a beautiful story. Like I see the whole song when she sings it, and Erykah Badu's The Other Side of the Game. They're like the two hip hop records for them two artists for me. It's just the art of storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's extremely important,
it is.
especially now. Is it a lost art, though? Is storytelling a lost art? I guess it can
Not
be.
really. I feel like the ones that do it well. But it's what we're talking about. People are telling stories. It's whether or not you want to hear what they're saying. You know, I feel like back in the day, you were inquisitive and you wanted to know what the stories were about and who they were about. Now it's who's dissing who's this. You know, it's a little surface. I want to go down a rabbit hole. Like, take me to the beginning.
That's
what
right.
happened and why? You know. So yeah,
Let's
I
get
try
to-
and keep that
To the
still.
roots of it, right?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the Drake and Kendrick situation?
I loved it. What do you mean? It was glorious. It was a tennis match. I was like, why in the world is this happening right now? And even I think I might be the only person on planet Earth. I mean, not like us. I do love it. I do. I genuinely crip walk every time it comes on. However, there's this look of, are you listening to what he's saying? Did you hear what he said?
I'm still unpacking the lyrics. There's still, and then the video
every
drops.
time it comes on, I'm like, I know we're dancing. I know this is an amazing, amazing hip hop song, but are you listening to what this man is saying?
It's damn near
go
spiritual.
for the
You feel me?
jugular.
Yeah.
But that's what hip hop's supposed to do. And do I believe that Drake should, when I say retaliate, hip hop is hip hop. There are going to be some wins, there are going to be some losses, but it's still going to be hip hop. And I feel like it was just good to see. I don't even think there was an underestimation on Kendrick's part. I know he's an animal. Behind that microphone, he is relentless.
He's different.
And I was like, it kind of makes you think, like early on, remember everyone was like, oh, why did J. Cole like just back out? Aren't you happy you did now? You know? So it was like, ooh, missed that one. Wow. Like, ooh, dodged the bullet. But I feel like people who know, they know, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm still listening to Not Like Us in
That's right.
disbelief that my 7-year-old is singing it.
Yeah. My 7-year-old loves it. Loves
like
it.
saying the one-liners that she shouldn't
Yeah.
Even
The way my 3-year-old
It's
niece is saying OVO
A
is,
minor. I'm like, no, please don't do it. This is crazy. I'm like, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, and then the video drops and it's like, okay, here we are
Oh,
again.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeously done video.
It's an art piece for
so
sure,
many, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Speaking of an art piece,
clever, man.
who was the greatest written for?
I think it was a nod to Dr. Dre.
Yeah?
Yeah, when we were creating it, because it just felt like we were having such a moment. And I was like, no, you are legit like the greatest to do this and to allow me to do it with you. So by the time the chords happened, and I remember it was my idea to get that Perry Mason sample in there, but I didn't know what it was. So I was like, Dre, don't you think this would sound crazy? I was like, what is that? So we're all going, who is that? Call Larry. So he's like, no, Larry will know. So he calls his homie Larry. I think Larry's like the manager of one of the studios. It was like, Larry, what's this? So we're singing it to Larry down the phone. He was like, Perry Mason. So we get that Perry Mason, put it in there, and then out of nowhere, the Whose World Is This Nas beat drops at the end. Shout outs to Focus. It was just not fair. I was like, this is like the greatest musical experience overall that I've had. So yes, a nod to Dre, but a nod to what we actually get to do for a living. I was like, this is what we do for our livelihood as well as what we do for our passion.
Yeah.
That has to be the greatest feeling in the world, you know?
This is how we breathe.
Yeah.
This is how we eat and live and feed our families.
And what
Like,
a way
wow,
to do it. Like
wow.
sitting at Dre's house just for shits
Yeah.
and giggles and like, this happens.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
at the end of the day,
Casablanco happens.
you would pay to do this.
That's insane.
Crazy. So in reverse, you getting paid to do this.
Which
That's
is-
man,
it
you're living
shouldn't-
your dreams.
Yeah, I absolutely am. I
Nah,
really
for sure.
am.
We appreciate the time. I love the watch.
Thank you.
Marsha Ambrosius, Casablanco's out now.
Yo, check out more of our YouTube interviews now, ASAP+. Download the free iHeartRadio app so you can check out the Cruz Show podcast.